Hey everyone, this is Rochelle from Multiple Passive Streams of Income. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Today is January 16th, 2018, and I figured this would be a really good time to put a new video out because if you're looking at cryptocurrency markets, the market is down dramatically. I mean, some coins losing like 30% of their value. And this just emphasizes why I think mining coin is one of the best investments you can make, especially if you don't want to have a whole lot of risk. It's perfect. So I'm just going to retreat back a bit. And my issue is that I see so many people that are clueless about this opportunity. I have friends who refuse to try to understand cryptocurrency and mining in particular. Even if you don't understand it, I don't see people trying to understand it. If any of my friends came to me with a money-making proposition, I would at least research it and pick my friend's brain. I say only about 5 of my friends showed small interest and 3 of them moved forward with an investment. It's amazing how people want money and need money, but they won't research an opportunity. Their wealth strategy is to play the lottery and when the pot gets big, buy some lotto tickets. I mean, I just shake my head every day. Anyway, many coins, just to give a background to people who may be total newbies and are trying to understand how they can move forward with this or feel comfortable moving forward with this. Many coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum being the most profitable currently to mine, have to have their transactions validated. Now, if you can't move forward from that concept, just research it and convince yourself that mining exists and miners get paid Bitcoin to mine, okay? Miners, when I say miners, I'm talking about computers, basically are running transactions and they're rewarded with coins for their efforts. The computers who do these computations require a lot of electricity, space to house them, and excellent air conditioning, amongst other stuff. And the mining companies are willing to share the Bitcoin. If you're mining Bitcoin, they're willing to share that Bitcoin when they earn it from completing these validations, and they split that with you, the investor. And this is where the opportunity lies. Now, it's no different than buying stocks in a company that pays dividends. The company agrees to pay you a portion of their quarterly earnings if you own stocks in their company. Remember, with cryptocurrency, there is no centralized bank or government. So, this transaction is a direct contract between you and the mining company. This creates a unique opportunities for those who understand it and will take action. So again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just research it and understand that there is a coin, it has to be mined, and it allows us to have an opportunity to make money from that mining. Now let's move on to what could go wrong, because people who are very hesitant to invest always kind of want to know, well, what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, well, here's some worst things that could happen. 2 of the companies that I mine with is Hashflare and CRYPTERRA. There's other mining companies out there, but these are the 2 that I have experience with. Now, the worst thing that could happen is that they are scams. And obviously, they're in other countries. I don't know anybody who lives near their factories that can physically eyeball their factories. But let's say they are a scam. Yes, your money could disappear. But even if that were to happen, just understand that mining is not the scam, but the company is the scam. And the only thing I can say about the 2 companies is Hashflare has a longer track record and CRYPTERRA has a shorter track record. So It seems like they are legit. Obviously, I've never been to their warehouse, so I can't say 100% sure, but it does seem likely that it is not a scam. Okay, secondly, the coin that you're mining, meaning Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever other coin you can mine, just loses its value totally. Hey, that could happen. That could happen with a company you put stock into. It could close tomorrow, okay? So, same risk. So if you own stocks, there's no reason why you shouldn't mine. Okay? Another thing that could happen is some governmental decision just halts all cryptocurrency. It could happen, but I just don't think it will happen in the United States. Not now, at least. I say it has years to run before that would even become a concern. And just to put everything in perspective, there's no risk-free investment. All investments have risks. Some have more risk than others, but there's always a risk. So if you're going to ever make any money, you are going to have to take the step forward and deal with whatever risk that investment entails. So knowing this, why did I decide to invest? Well, first of all, I don't believe Hashflare and CRYPTERRA are scam companies. I really have a good feeling that Hashflare definitely is not. CRYPTERRA has a short track record, so I definitely don't believe that it's a scam, but Hashflare, I'm really pretty confident that it isn't. Also, I don't think cryptocurrencies will be banned by democratic countries. All of the negative news of governmental interference has been generated by dictatorship countries so far, such as like China and Korea. And lastly, Bitcoin and Ethereum have just started to become noticed by the masses. So I believe they're established enough to be viable for a few years at a minimum, and there's a lot of room for growth, and the masses haven't caught on yet. Now, why did I choose mining? Well, the reason why I chose mining is I'm going to show you in a few seconds from the accounts I already have why I feel mining coin is one of the safest investments no matter how much the price fluctuates. Today was one of the biggest down markets since the drastic rise of Bitcoin. So I think this video and its timing is perfect. Okay, if you take a look at the screen, I took all of my daily figures and I put it on a spreadsheet. This is my Hashflare Bitcoin mining account. And in the red box, I have all of the daily Bitcoin values of that day. And as you can see, Bitcoin went up and down the whole time, and I've only had this mining contract for maybe a month and a week, right? So look where it started. It was at about $15,501 at one point, and it went all the way up to $19,000, and it just kept going up and down. $13,769, $15,410, $12,962, $16,893, and so on. And today it's in the, I don't know, like $11,000 range. Okay? So with that being said, now let's look at how I still am able to make money even though all of these fluctuations are occurring in the market. So if we take a look at the column I have highlighted on the screen, you can see that the amount of Bitcoin gradually continues to go up, because remember, every day the mining company is mining and it's validating transactions, and those transactions are creating Bitcoins for those mining companies, which they are sharing with their investors, us. So each and every day, and this is just a look at December, I'll show you January next, the Bitcoin is still gaining no matter what is going on with the Bitcoin value. I'm still receiving Bitcoin each and every day. On the screen, you'll see my January statistics from Hashflare. Again, Bitcoin is going up and down in the market, but I'm still gaining Bitcoin every day from the mining transactions. The only time my Bitcoin goes down dramatically is when I withdrew 0.05 Bitcoin on January 9th. Again, you can pause the video and really look at all of the information on the screen, but the point that I want to drive home is that even though Bitcoin is going up and down and doing what it's doing, I'm still gaining Bitcoin every day from my mining contract. Also, when you look at the information on the spreadsheets, and you can just pause the video to really analyze it, if you look at the column that's labeled daily US dollar amount of Bitcoin, these are the US dollar amounts of the Bitcoin that I'm accumulating every day. These are the values in accordance to whatever the Bitcoin value was in the market. So you will see days where it's going up, all of the dollar values are going up, and then you'll have a day, let's just look at January 6th to January 7th. So even though I gained more Bitcoin from January 6th to January 7th, the value of that Bitcoin went down slightly because the market went from 16,893 down to 15,794. The same thing happened today. My Bitcoin was valued yesterday on the 15th at $437.50 because Bitcoin was $13,940 yesterday. But because it took a drastic drop and it's trading again in the $11,000 range, that Bitcoin, even though I gained more Bitcoin from the 15th to the 16th, it put the value down to $373.56. So let's just look at this as a whole. You are definitely going to be affected by the value of Bitcoin somewhat. But the fact that you're gaining Bitcoin from the mining that's being done every day, your exposure to those dips isn't as great as somebody holding or buying the coin right in the market, right? They went and bought some Bitcoin. Their exposure is going to be so much more for them than for us because we are gaining Bitcoin while the market is going up and down. So let's just say next month, Bitcoin is back up into the $15,000 range, let's say. The amount of my worth of my Bitcoin in my account is going to go up drastically as well, and is going to go up on more Bitcoin because I've been earning Bitcoin throughout the month. So I hope I didn't confuse you, but if I did, just listen to this last point. Ultimately, every day that the company is mining, it is creating a small amount of Bitcoin for me. No matter what the fluctuation of the Bitcoin prices in the market, I'm still gaining Bitcoin every single day. Obviously, the Bitcoin that I'm earning will have a different value each day because Bitcoin is going up and down. But the key here is that I'm still gaining Bitcoin while all of that is happening. If you look at the investment I made of $3,150 to mine Bitcoin, and I already took out 0.05 Bitcoin from this account, which again, I forget the exact amount, but it was higher than 700 and lower than 800. It was in that range. And right now, even with the dip, my Bitcoin in my Hashflare account is worth $373.56. So ultimately, I have made $1,000 on a $3,150 investment in a little over a month. If that doesn't make you want to invest, I don't know what else I could say. But all I have to say is for the people who have ever said, I wish I would have bought Microsoft when it was, under $10 or Apple or whatever the case may be. Here's your chance now. Cryptocurrency is basically the .com era, but in our times now. Okay? So if you're sitting on the fence, the first thing you need to do is have a wallet. You have to have a wallet in order to deal with cryptocurrencies. So the first thing, a good starting point, I would say, would be Coinbase. And then at that point, you can look at my other videos and see how to get into Hashflare and how to get into CRYPTERRA. All of the links are below in the description, so just look down below the video, click more if it's not showing all of the description, and you'll see all the links for what I talk about. Definitely look at my other videos if you have any questions. If you're still sitting on the fence, do yourself a favor, do the research. You can also subscribe here, click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified when I upload videos. And I will, on a weekly basis, I plan to update everyone on my accounts with CRYPTERRA and Hashflare, where I'm mining Bitcoin and Ethereum. So again, everybody, take care of yourselves and others, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.